Those moments are the most dangerous. It's probably best for you to be around your loved ones, because if you're not, I don't know. I don't know where I would have been without my loved ones really during those moments. I remember the first ever day it happened. I was playing outside with a group of friends of mine, and I remember that day. It was such a weird day because everything seemed so normal, and all of a sudden I just started feeling unwell. And I remember just saying to my all my friends at the time, like, I feel really unwell, and they were like, "What's the matter?" But I couldn't describe it. But at the time, my eyes were just, I could see stars. I was struggling to breathe, and at the time, my friends thought maybe that I was pulling a sickie or I was just making up an excuse. They were like, "Come on, what's wrong with you?" And I just remember passing out at that moment. And I remember waking up and I just had like oxygen, is it an oxygen mask on my face, and being stretchered away into the ambulance van. And yeah, that was the first ever time I had a seizure. And I remember arriving at the hospital, and obviously my mum and everyone, my family were so worried, asking what's the problem, why is he why is this happening. And at first, they didn't really know what it was, and it happened a few times. And eventually, I saw a specialist, and the specialist at that point said to me that I had epilepsy and gave us different options. And they recommended that I go and take medication. I'd say that the main thing with epilepsy is you always have anxiety when you leave your house, so you just feel like you don't want to be a burden to anybody, or you don't want something to happen to you and someone not being able to help, or maybe you might get into a situation where you might be alone, so that's always playing on your mind. And just mentally, you're always just worried for yourself, your loved ones, and physically as well. Like, let's say you have a seizure, people don't realize physically that the strain it puts on your body, it's really painful. Like, sometimes you have like really bad cuts on your tongue, for example. Because I have tonic-clonic seizures, your muscles really tense up. So it's almost like, best way to describe it, it's like doing a really, really intense gym session, and like all your body's really, really sore. But it's a lot worse than that. But yeah, and not only that, but for myself, people with tonic-clonic seizures, usually you have your pre-seizure, so that's when you're having your symptoms and whatnot. Then you have the actual seizure. Then you have your post-seizure, and the post-seizure is normally you wake up, but you're not conscious. And it's weird, even though you might be looking, you're breathing, etc., you're not yourself, you're not your conscious self. And it's strange because even though your loved ones might know sometimes the things to do, sometimes when you're caught up in the heat of the moment of trying to look out for the person, forget the basics, you're just trying to hold them or whatever. Like, I normally wake up and you're very panicky, and you see somebody you don't know in front of you, like holding you. That really, it's really scary, and obviously people don't know that. So I start lashing out. And I've been told that I've been pretty aggressive. So not only am I lashing out, but I don't know who I am. I don't know who you are. So it makes it even more. It makes the whole scenario a lot worse. So if somebody sees you at that state, they might think, oh, maybe he's drunk or he's intoxicated, or, and that's something that really, really worries me, because I always think to myself, what happens if I leave my house and I have a seizure, and I wake up and someone sees me in that state, and they think they might mistaken me for a drunkard person or somebody who's been taking drugs, when actually I'm in need of help. Your mental health is definitely compromised, because you just have days where you're just mentally down, especially after the seizure. I can't describe it. It's like, with all the impact it has on your body physically, it just makes you feel so sad, and you're really scared. You don't want to be around anybody. You just want to be around yourself. I feel like, oh, am I gonna die? Like, are these my final days? How long have I got? It's like all these things are playing on your mind, and it can really be hard to just think about anything else. So that's why I just keep myself to myself. And I think those moments are the most dangerous. It's probably best for you to be around your loved ones, because if you're not, I don't know where I would have been without my loved ones really during those moments. Sometimes you'll find that some people, not everyone, but a lot of people have had bad experiences when it comes to relationships, for example, having seizures before intimacy, stuff like that. Like I remember a few years ago, this girl once said to me that I'm very lucky to be with her because a lot of people won't put up with me because of my condition. And I remember at the time I was in the restaurant and she was like, I was like, I need to take my tablet. She's like, no, hide them away. Don't take them in public. I don't want people to see you with me taking them. So yeah, people have been nasty over the years. Other people, in terms of relationships, they've been okay, I guess. I think that the nicest is someone's been is probably my current missus now. She went out of her way to do a training course just to learn more about epilepsy. So I thought that was really nice. There's so much misconceptions with epilepsy. They think one size fits all. So if someone's seizures are triggered by flashing lights, they think everyone else's seizures are triggered by flashing lights. They think if one person, for example, can't drive, they think everyone else with epilepsy can't drive. It's like, it's just so frustrating. And not only that, I just feel like I said, that the post-seizure, everything that goes on during that period, for myself anyway, I feel like people always, over the years, have picked on me because of that. Like I've been picked on because I've cried. I've been picked on because I was really emotional. Like, they just think, they look at you and they think that because you look a certain way, you shouldn't be behaving a certain way, which is sad, really. First thing I'd say is obviously speak to a specialist. Speak to a specialist, most importantly. Speak to your GP. Get around medical professionals. They'll be able to tell you whether you have or not. Then after that, I'd say try and speak to other people who've got epilepsy as well, because I feel like when you initially have epilepsy or find out you do have epilepsy, I feel like you feel like you're the only person who has it, or you're the only person that's going through it. And obviously back then, back then social media and stuff like that wasn't really present, but not like now. So there's so much like forums and so much people you can meet online just to talk with. So I think that's really good as well. And going on, just doing research yourself online, but credible sites, obviously, like NHS, for example, and just get an idea of what epilepsy is, because I think that helps as well. And yeah, I'll just say, make the most of life, I'd say epilepsy has taught me that, first of all, life is short, life's precious, it's definitely a gift, and I just feel like we should make the most of it, because tomorrow is not promised.